What do you expect from the morons in the peanut gallery today? What do you expect? You expect what you expect, and that's continued moronic behavior, moronic decision making, and just flat out morons. That's what we get when we look at a Time magazine list that has the 100 most influential people in the world, I guess, for the year of 2025. Most influential people. And somehow, the most influential person in all of professional sports in 2025, Caitlin Clark, the same person happens to be the athlete of the year for Time magazine, magically does not appear on the most influential people list. It's utterly insane. Did someone not proofread this before they submitted it? They actually had people write articles about these individuals and still submitted it. And then no one recognized the fact that Caitlin Clark wasn't listed. So, for those of you who are not familiar, I've seen a bunch of videos on this, but no one really broke it down. They have it broken down by artists, and I'll read you the artists: Ed Sheeran, Scarlett Johansson, Daniel Day Kim, Kristen Bell, Adam Scott, Rashida Jones, Diego Luna, Nicole Scherzinger, Kristen Wiig, Willie Chavarria, Daniel Deadweiler, Hosier, Miranda July, I have no idea who that is either. Brandon Jacobs Jenkins, Mohammed Raswolf, Annabelle Seldorf, Yoshitomo Nara. Then they go to icons: Demi Moore, Adrian Brody, Giselle Pelicott, Hiroyuki Sanada, Angelina Mori. I'm not even trying. David Muir, Raquel Willis, Bobby Brown, Anthony Romero, Yoshiki, Amy Griffin, Leon Marchand, and Fatu Balde. I left one out on purpose. Apparently, Jalen Hurts is an icon now. That's right. Jalen Hurts is an icon. Let that sink in. Leaders: Kerr Starmer, Claudia Scheinbaum, Donald Trump, Maria Corina Machado, Elon Musk. Apparently, it's funny. Time doesn't like some of these people too much, but they managed to make the list. I know Time isn't a fan of Trump or Elon Musk, Mohammed Yunus, Howard Lutnick, Tedros Adhanom, whatever, J.D. Vance, another one they don't like very much. Reshma Kelwarami, Frederick Murs, Megan Kelly, Lee Jae Myung, Teresa Rivera, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., another one they don't like too much. Andrea Vidor, Duma Boko, Russell Vaught, Javier Meli, Noah Argamani, Mo Abudu, and Ahmed Al Shara. Those are your leaders. Titans. Apparently, Serena Williams is still influential because she's the first one listed for this. Serena Williams, the player, the tennis player who's been retired for, I don't know, what, 3 years, 4 years? I don't even know. I've lost track. She's been retired for a little bit now. So what exactly is she doing? Ed Bastian, Blake Lively, couldn't even tell you who that is. I think she's a singer or an actress. I'm not sure exactly. Lauren Michaels, Simone Biles makes the list. Of course, Summer Olympics. Doug McMillan. So if she's a Titan, okay. Doug McMillan. Miuccia Prada, Percival Everett, Ted Sarandos. Joe Rogan is a Titan, apparently. Lisa Sue, but Dana White's not. Lisa Sue, Mark Zuckerberg. Bonnie Chan, Alex Karp, Jonathan Greenblatt, Stephen Squarey. And then you move to Pioneers. Denise Hassabis, Rose, Andrew Forrest, Robert Montgomery, Robert Wall Kimmerer, Dario Amodi. I mean, pardon me on these pronunciations on these names. I don't have any idea. Miles Smith, Cordelia Bear, Julie Burkhart, Liang Wenfeng, Allison Sesso, and Thomas Silar and Wesley Sundquist. I left out, Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Collier are considered pioneers because apparently they started Unrivaled. That makes them pioneers, even though what started Unrivaled was $35 million in seed money from investors who are very, very happy to donate money to women's basketball. And yet they did not even break even in their first year. But, that's another conversation for another day. And yet Caitlin Clark is not considered a Titan like Simone Biles and Serena Williams. She's not considered an icon like Jalen Hurts, who's played all of 5 years in the NFL. None of that. None of that. She obviously isn't an artist. Hell, they could. I mean, she's not a world leader. I don't know what these people are. I mean, or corporation leaders. So obviously, she is going to be a Titan or an icon. And I would say either one would have fit just fine with it, Caitlin Clark. Oh, by the way, welcome back everyone to another edition of Rudy's Rant. Her way, her game, her way, women's basketball. Talk facts over feelings here. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this topic because this is absolute fucking insanity. And a lot of people recognize that this is absolute fucking insanity, including Colin Cowherd, who talked about this not once, but twice on his show. This was yesterday, and I will share it with you.
Headline news. Okay, Jalen Hurts, fresh off his second Super Bowl appearance, gets the Super Bowl, raises the Lombardi, takes home Super Bowl MVP honors, Colin, following his championship season. Time magazine has named Jalen to their 100 most influential people. Now, Hurts is one of a handful of athletes to make this year's list, and he was put in the, quote, icons category. Others included Simone Biles, Serena Williams, Brianna Stewart, Nafisa Collier. Colin, what makes someone worthy of a times 100?
How is
list?
Caitlin Clark not in this?
That's a joke.
I mean, the fact that
Paige Beckers should be in this.
Caitlin Clark took the...
Okay, bud, you can stop the shit with Paige Beckers. Oh, he's one of those guys. No, she should not. Caitlin Clark should be in this. Paige Beckers should not be in this. Stop it. You're not going to argue Paige Beckers before you argue Angel Reese. Stop it.
WNBA, and they set all-time ratings records.
Mm-hmm.
If Caitlin Clark's not in this, the list is nonsense. Who did the list? Time magazine?
Yeah.
And there's no Caitlin Clark?
No, I don't think so.
That's idiotic. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I think Caitlin Clark is one of the most influential athletes on the planet right now. She's going firmly
in
up.
In the history of American sports. Could I not argue?
Serena's probably.
Well, no, I'm talking about because women's tennis was popular when Billie Jean King,
Sure.
Chris Everett, Steffi Graf, Martina Navratilova. If you talk about league-changing athletes in America, Tiger in golf.
Yeah. Phelps.
Michael Jordan in basketball.
A league changing. That's, yeah.
Caitlin Clark. Tiger changed golf ratings.
Yeah.
Okay, Michael changed NBA rating. NFL players, no, it's not just about ratings, but literally the WNBA
was a non-existent league.
It was being subsidized by the NBA. They were going to small arenas. They flew on commercial flights. Mm-hmm. Time magazine, if you don't have Caitlin Clark, and maybe she is, you have the list.
Yeah, it's not on here.
Okay, that's just dumb. That's a dumb media list. Dumb.
Yep.
Don't know what they're doing. Don't. They're trying to. I mean, I don't even know. That's the first name. I mean, again, I love Jalen Hurts, but
Caitlin Clark.
You got to be kidding me. She's the most influential athlete, I would argue, man or woman in America in the last year. Did you see the women's March Madness TV ratings? They lost half of them. Half the ratings just evaporated because she wasn't playing college basketball.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. And I'm going to get you to the next video as well, because there's a second video on this topic from him today. Okay.
WNBA.
There's a second one on him today talking about this. And we're going to add that one to this, but I'm going to make a couple of comments because he hit it on the nail, obviously. Number one, did you see the women's March Madness ratings? They fell in half. And they were even half because Caitlin Clark was there last year. If Caitlin Clark had not been there last year, half, they would still be where they were in 2022. 2023 was the beginning of Caitlin Clark's effect. 24 was the height of it. 25, they're still catching residual from it. In 26, 27, 28, poof, it's going to be gone with fairy dust. And you'll go back to the typical 7 million, 5 million, 4 million Final Fours. Well, hell, it was 4 million Final Four this year. Their Final Four ratings were 10 million less. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. What he said was spot on. Spot on. And I'm glad there's a national media member that has the balls to do that, because you know ESPN doesn't have anyone with a sack of fucking stones to make that statement. None of them have the sack of balls to do it. None of them. None of them will get on that damn podium. None of them will get on their platform on ESPN. They might do it on their fucking podcasts, but they're not going to do it on ESPN. Stephen A. Smith won't do it on ESPN. Shannon Sharp won't do it on ESPN. Pat McAfee's not even allowed to talk about Caitlin Clark anymore. None of them will do it. They might do it on their podcast separately, but they're not going to do it on ESPN. And the fact that he's brought that up, the fact that there's only 3 athletes in the history of sports in my lifetime that have changed a league, changed a sport, and he hit it. Tiger Woods in golf, Michael Jordan in men's basketball, and Caitlin Clark in the WNBA and women's basketball. That's it. Caitlin Clark, fuck the most influential athlete in America. She's the most influential athlete in 2024, 5, because this is based on 24. She's the most influential athlete in the world. Fuck men, women. She's the most I don't care about all the soccer players. She is the most influential athlete in the world. None of those soccer players have changed soccer. She changed a league. You view a league differently because of her. People turned on a television because of her. No one's do people watch Messi and Ronaldo and all those guys? Yeah, sure. Did they watch soccer before those guys? Yeah, they did. Like when he mentioned tennis, Serena Williams, all-time great. What is she a titan in? I mean, is she creating business? I mean, I know she's married to a gazillionaire. So what did she create? She was a tennis player. She's retired. Why would she be in this conversation right now? She doesn't have any influence. She has no real influence right now in what's going on in women's tennis. Does she have influence in business around the world? Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe she's doing some stuff I'm unaware. I mean, she sure as hell is an expert right now on how to look like a man, because her face looks like she's had so much plastic surgery. She looks like a dude, which is sad. She used to look like a woman, and now she looks like a fucking man. More masculine than anything I've ever seen in my life. But that's another conversation for another day. Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart, pioneers. Their pioneerdom would not exist right now without Caitlin Clark. They had I have to wonder if that league would have actually started this year if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark. I gotta wonder. I wonder it out loud. Would Unrivaled really be in existence yet? It might be in a few years. Would it have gotten going now? The answer's no. No. Why, you may ask? Because Caitlin Clark's presence brought eyes to everything. I'm looking at my camera directly. I usually look at my screen. I'm looking at my camera. She brought these to your screen. She's the one that brought attention to the game. You think Steph Curry's giving money? You think these other people are giving money to women's basketball before Caitlin Clark showed up? You must be out of your goddamn mind if you think that's the case. You live in a land of delusion. Caitlin Clark is why they have this now. Even if she didn't play. People gave money, invested in money because they believe in women's basketball. They believe in women's basketball now because of Caitlin Clark. Her influence is felt everywhere. She shows up to something. People are there. She has a rock star image at this point. People, go look at the attendance in this league. Go look at the viewership rating on games that she doesn't play in comparison to games that she does. Her influence is so profound that they've tried to erase her on ESPN. because they don't want to compare anything to her because they know it's not comparable. So they'll use 23, 22, 2004 as a comparison, but they're not going to use right now because they know she is the WNBA. No matter how much y'all may not like it, but let's jump on this next clip that he popped off on today because it is bananas.
Jordan Schultz, filling in for J-Mac this week, in one of the Herdline stories, had that Time Magazine's list of the 100 most influential people in America. They did not have Caitlin Clark on the list, but they had 2 other WNBA players. And they had a bunch of other athletes. I love Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's one of the 100 most influential people. I love him.
Bump that. Jalen Hurts is one of the most influential football players. Tom Brady sitting in a fucking TV booth is still more influential to football than Jalen Hurts. Patrick Mahomes is more influential than Jalen Hurts. Like, what are we doing? Like that he's an icon. Have any of you ever viewed Jalen Hurts as an icon? I mean, I gotta ask. Some of y'all might not even know who Jalen Hurts is. But have any of you ever, those of you who do, ever viewed him as an icon? An icon? Is Caitlin Clark more of an icon than Jalen Hurts? Yeah. And I wouldn't even call her an icon. Because to me, icons have lengthy histories. Michael Jordan's an icon. LeBron's an icon. Caitlin Clark is on the way to being one. Jalen Hurts? Fuck out of here.
And it struck me. I had so many people reach out to me on this yesterday. So I just want you to think of words matter. Influential. Influential is the word Time Magazine used. Influential. She played 1 year of pro basketball in a small market for the worst team in the league. And she literally changed the entire financial makeup of the league. That defines influential. The WNBA had its most watched season in 24 years, its highest attendance in 22 years, and set records for digital consumption and merchandise sales last year. That is all Caitlin Clark. 6 WNBA teams have already preemptively, for their games with Caitlin Clark, moved to bigger venues. Time Magazine used the word influential. I didn't. They used that word. Well, Colin, I heard this. Colin. They gave her Athlete of the Year in America in December, and so there was no reason to put her on the April list. All right, so Time Magazine is telling me she went from the Athlete of the Year in America in December, and by April, she's less influential than Breonna Stewart. Yeah, I'm not going to buy that argument.
God.
You think Hollywood in the 90s said, listen, Tom Hanks, everything he's in is great. He's won back-to-back Oscars, but let's share the spotlight. Nope, movie studios were fighting over Tom Hanks. Everybody wanted Tom Hanks because Hollywood's gotten into trouble in the last 10 years when they've tried to make independent movies where women fall in love with fish, and now nobody goes to a theater except for Tom Cruise and Christopher Nolan, big Avenger movies, right? Like the big directors, the big stars, play the hits. I've been doing this for 33 years. I've had a pretty good career, TV and radio, podcasting, play the hits. You think Fox upstairs in baseball coverage goes, we've done a lot of Aaron Judge, Ohtani, Juan Soto. Anybody checked out the Mariners schedule lately? Can we squeeze them in? That's never been a discussion. Ever here. The NFL this year literally has a new rule. You no longer have to put every team on television at least once because they realized Carolina's not well run. That's a Carolina problem. Why should I force networks, CBS, Fox, ABC, to put on bad products? So this idea, and I'll say this, There have been a lot of great individual female athletes globally. But in terms of North America and team sports, men have dominated. And because men have dominated this for so long, they get it. UFC, just put John Jones and Conor McGregor on every big card. It's not about sharing. We'll pay them a fortune. The rest of the guys, we'll pay what we want to. Major League Baseball, Fox coverage, more Ohtani and Aaron Judge. The NFL, it's funny, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, the Philadelphia Eagles. You ever notice who they put on television? Big brands all the time. The minute the Pittsburgh Steelers are uninteresting, boom, gone off. Let's put on the Detroit Lions. Play the hits. But the WNBA last year, bless their hearts, finally got a star. And they didn't know that. They couldn't figure it out. Well, we don't want to put too much Caitlin Clark on. Nope, every game.
They don't want to offend the old guard. They don't want to offend the 46,000 fans that watched before. They don't want to offend the woke community of the WNBA that was there before Caitlin Clark showed up and made them some fucking money. I read some dumbass comment on Twitter where a woman said, man, Caitlin Clark has made tickets so hard to buy now because they're so much more expensive. And yet you want these women to get paid more, you fucking buffoon. That's how it works, you fucking idiots. WNBA's run like is a clown show. They had to explain why they put Caitlin Clark on 41 times. It should be 44. Duh. The 3 that weren't put on, why? All of her games should be on TV. But no, they want to be offended while she's the one helping you get paid.
List every game, every moment, every contest, every all-star game, every single day. All Caitlin Clark. Well, it will offend. Who cares? You didn't make any money in 24 years. You're subsidized by the NBA. Who gives a rip? Who are you offending?
The
players that don't make revenue? You're subsidized by the NBA. More Caitlin Clark all the time, always. Hurting feelings is the reality. ESPN and baseball right now, they've hurt each other's feelings. They'll get over it. If you don't make money, you're not a league. You can't subsidize people forever.
And they only subsidize because they're women. Because if this was a minor league version, I don't even know what you would call it. They're only being subsidized because it's a women's league and they don't want to offend women. That's the reality. Look how many minor league football leagues have disappeared. There was an NFL, there was the World League. The NFL was helping pay for that. Disappeared. The G League exists as a minor league situation for the NBA. But they're not subsidizing another league to compete with them. But they're subsidizing women's basketball. They're paying the bill that keeps it breathing. The difference, the negative on the lost money. They're paying that final bill at the end of the year that keeps them in the zero. Not red, not black. Right in the middle. So they're at zero at the end. Please.
In sports. So Caitlin Clark changed the financial structure of the league. She's not, wasn't my word. It was Time Magazine's word. They used influential.
They don't even know what it means.
And now she's not influential. So here's a rule for anybody considering starting a league. And I do think the WNBA got so mocked and criticized, they finally figured it out. In sports, don't get caught up in sharing the spotlight. Because occasionally an athlete will be the spotlight. Don't play nice. Play the hits. Caitlin Clark is easily the most influential athlete in a team sport since Michael Jordan.
Yup, and yup.
Patrick Mahomes is great. The league was doing fine. Tom Brady retired. The league's doing fine.
Yeah.
Favre, Peyton Manning left. Fine. They're great. I mean, you could argue Steph Curry is influential because of the way he changed the way basketball is played. Maybe that's the second most influential person. But I mean, the only athlete in my lifetime I can think of that compares to Caitlin Clark, and it's not a team
Michael
sport,
Jordan.
it's golf, is Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
I mean, Tiger Woods literally got people to a television on Sunday. For a decade, it was Sopranos after Tiger Woods round. I mean, he changed American viewing habits. So just think about this. 6 WNBA teams have already preemptively moved the Caitlin Clark games to bigger venues. Time Magazine, you used the word. I didn't. You invalidated your list. You made it inauthentic because you were trying to play nice. Don't play nice. Play the hits.
And there it is right there. And I'm going to say full confession. I never watched golf with or without Tiger Woods. Just being real. I may have caught a round here and there in my lifetime, but I definitely wasn't watching golf because of Tiger Woods. I couldn't stand watching golf. So he may have gotten a lot of people that didn't otherwise watch golf. He never got me because I don't like golf. I did buy some golf clubs about almost 2 years ago, and I haven't used them one time yet because I thought they'd be helpful for business. But yeah, no. And my wife was pregnant as well, so we couldn't practice and get and learn. But overall, yeah, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. He is 1000% spot on. Michael Jordan, Caitlin Clark. That's it. She's the most influential athlete in the world right now. Athlete in the world. It's that simple. She changed an entire league. And the day that Caitlin Clark retires from the WNBA, the day that happens, we're in the year 2025. Let's say 2040. I'll be 62 years old, God willing, I'm still here. The day that happens, you mark this down. If they have not figured out how to market Caitlin Clark by then, and haven't figured out that they need to have some other players come in that have that type of cachet, and they don't have that type of player that comes in to follow her and continue, all the ratings that they might get between now and then will go back to what they look like in between 2005 and about 2020. Toilet bowl again. She's different. You've never seen her before. And unless you have more of her, she's the only game that should be on television right now. Every one of her games should be on television, period. Stop being nice. I love what Colin Cowherd said. He had the balls to do it on Fox, FS1. I wish other networks would do the same, but they won't because they're all pussies. You let me know your thoughts. Yeah, what's the list? What's the list worth if you use the word influential, but she's not on your list? Your list is invalidated. I completely agree. I want to know what your thoughts are. Leave a comment. Leave all the comments. Leave a lot of comments on this one. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think. I appreciate y'all. This is Rudy's Rant. Her game, her way. Women's basketball. Come on now.